A dynasty reigns in the shadowy halls of European power, molding the destiny of the entire continent under their control. They embody an invisible empire, according to others, who claim that they go beyond the definition of a family and have shaped Europe's economic might invisibly. Their interests control a collection of institutions and companies whose combined size shakes the foundations of global finance and has amassed a staggering market valuation of $800 billion. Surprisingly, their kingdom has a staggering 1 million workers whose jobs are dependent on the enormous holdings of this mysterious dynasty. Since its initial public offering in 1919, their crown jewel investor has developed into a testament to unparalleled wealth accumulation. It has produced a total shareholder return that is astonishingly enormous and beyond comprehension. 167,320 times the original investment. This number is reduced to a similarly amazing compounded yearly growth rate of 12.5%, which stands as a testament to their monetary prowess and foresight. Furthermore, during Sweden's revolutionary era of the 1970s, this dynasty's businesses were the lifeblood of the country's economy, employing a startling 40% of its industrial labor force. They were more than just contributors. They were a vital pillar and a pulsating artery of the country's economic life. Today, we are poised to remove the shroud that has been covering this powerful family. Are you ready to solve the puzzle of such unmatched wealth and power? Let's enter the whirlwind of this thundering yet silent power. The Wallenberg family controls Europe's economic leviathan with a level of influence and power that is almost unrivaled. Imagine Europe as a large gaming board with invisible hands carefully moving the economic pieces. The capacity of the Wallenberg family to keep their nation out of war serves as evidence that the Rothschild family does not always possess substantial power. Two of Raoul Wallenberg's cousins engaged in contentious diplomatic activities for neutral Sweden, even during World War II. In addition, only a few decades later, in the 1970s, at the height of the Wallenbergs' dominance, their many companies collectively employed a staggering 40% of Sweden's industrial workforce. They still have more than 1 million employees around the world. Their omnipresence now permeates every sector of the European economy and is as widespread as the air we breathe, not just in their native Sweden, but throughout the entire continent. Through investor AB, the Wallenbergs have influence over AstraZeneca and Ericsson, two significant players in the healthcare and telecommunications industries. They actively affect these industries and global frontiers, exerting influence that goes beyond simple investment. Now, let us turn to the Wallenbergs' prized treasure, Skandinaviska Enskilda Banken, SEB. It's not just a bank. Picture it as a mighty river whose flow of finance nourishes the economic landscapes of Europe. Its reach is extensive, its grasp is firm, and its influence, like the Wallenbergs, is unparalleled. And there's more. This tale of European dominance doesn't end with healthcare, telecommunications, and finance. The Wallenbergs' royal crest also adorns other corporate bastions like Atlas Copco and Saab, each a titan in their respective fields of industry and defense. Estimating the Wallenbergs' total financial reach in Europe would be akin to calculating the stars in the sky. It's vast, breathtaking, and in many sectors outshines the Rothschilds. Their legacy, influence on economic policies, and mastery of business practices are absolutely monumental. But of course, now we must ask, just how did they get here? What familial history and strategic moves propelled them to this echelon of power? To answer this, we must wind back the clock a bit and settle our narrative in the rustic expanse of 17th century Sweden. In the midst of vibrant fields and serene lakes, a humble farmer by the name of Per Hansen works the relentless land. The farmland of Sweden, particularly in the region where the Hansen family dwells, proves to be a stern taskmaster. It calls for constant toil but reciprocates with fortitude and fosters a robust sense of community among its dwellers. Among these robust farmers, life is an ongoing waltz with nature, a challenge but also a shared experience. These country folk are tucked away in the province of Västergötland, a land steeped in rich cultural heritage and natural splendor, marked distinctively by its fjalllands and ancient rock carvings. The thought of transforming into a vital cog in the wheel of European history seems as remote as the stars that twinkle overhead. Yet destiny is scheming its course. Among Hansen's sons, one decides to adopt a new name, Wallenberg. Little does he realize then that this name is destined to echo through the corridors of time, evolving into a symbol of power and influence in Europe. After a coda, our timeline now jumps to the 19th century. The curtain lifts to reveal a new protagonist, Andrei Oskar Wallenberg, born in 1816. This intrepid spirit, who once navigated the high seas as a naval officer, would soon set his course towards uncharted waters, the world of finance. In the 1850s, Wallenberg transitioned from naval background to mediating loans for a sawmill owner, embracing challenges with a voyager's soul and strategist's mind. Later, he co-established Sundsvall's first brewery, igniting the Wallenberg banking empire. The tale soars with Andrei's son, Knut Agathon Wallenberg, who became a banking titan and led Stockholm's Enskilda Bank during Sweden's Industrial Revolution. With immense wealth, he served as Minister of Foreign Affairs during WA1. As we leap into the present of 2023, the Wallenberg name still towers high in Swedish industry. Jacob Wallenberg, the present patriarch, stands at the helm of Investor AB, a company founded by his ancestors in 1916. With a portfolio worth a staggering $65 billion, including stakes in giants like Ericsson, Atlas Copco, and EQT AB, the Wallenbergs continue to shape the landscape of corporate Sweden. In their homeland, the Wallenbergs' political foothold has been long established. Their connections span across all major political parties, with some of their family members having served in the Swedish parliament and others in key positions in public bodies. Their influential network doesn't just give them a seat at the table. It's as if they have an entire wing of the grand dining hall. On the European Union stage, the Wallenbergs' reach is both subtle and profound. They have been instrumental in shaping EU directives on corporate governance and sustainability, leveraging their reputation as champions of responsible stewardship. It was under their influence, for instance, that the EU adopted stricter environmental regulations for businesses, a testament to their commitment to sustainable practices. Perhaps one of the most tangible demonstrations of their influence was the instrumental role they played in the EU's digital single market strategy, which sought to bring down digital barriers across member states. Of course, it is no coincidence that Ericsson, a Wallenberg enterprise, stands to benefit greatly from this policy. But it's not just policies and regulations where their influence can be seen. The Wallenbergs have fostered strategic relationships with some of Europe's most influential families and political figures. Their ties with the Agnelli family, who control Fiat Chrysler and the Juventus Football Club, have led to fruitful collaborations in the automotive and sports industries. Their alliance with the Bettencourt family, major shareholders in L'Oréal, has resulted in strategic cross-holdings and joint business ventures. Through their controversial involvement in high-level forums like the Bilderberg meetings and the World Economic Forum, the Wallenbergs have built hidden relationships with key European political figures, ranging from prime ministers to commissioners, making their influence felt across the political spectrum. All these connections, relationships, and influences are not just a testament to their strategic acumen, but also underscore their significance in shaping the political and economic narratives of Europe. Their reach extends beyond mere business, deeply embedding into the socio-political fabric of the continent. Their influence isn't just potent, it's a masterstroke of strategic positioning and network building. They're not merely actors on the European stage, they're the directors of the grand play that is European politics and economy. Every story of wealth and influence inevitably sparks debate, and the Wallenbergs are no exception. The infamous Telia episode was one significant controversy that caught the family by surprise. Their commercial empire was upended in 2018 when Telia Company, a significant telecoms company in their portfolio, tried to acquire TV assets in Sweden and Finland. The transaction ultimately failed because it clashed with EU competition authorities. Critics blamed the Wallenbergs, portraying the affair as a stark illustration of their unrestrained power and the necessity for more stringent oversight. The tragedy damaged the family's prestige, and rumors of their unrestrained power reverberated across Europe. The Wallenbergs have also faced criticism for what they are seen as nepotism. Some of Sweden's largest firms are under their control through Investor AB, and their detractors claim that this has resulted in an entrenched power structure that favors family members and their allies. While the Wallenbergs contend that their family-centered strategy ensures stability and long-term strategic planning, the critics claim that this inhibits fair competition and stifles fresh perspectives and innovation. Detractors claim that this concentration of power is unhealthy. Their enormous impact on policymaking has not gone uncontested, both nationally and at the EU level. Critics contend that their capacity to tailor regulations to the needs of their own businesses may potentially impede competition. A prime example of this is the aforementioned family's impact on the EU's digital single market strategy, which substantially benefited Ericsson. This raises concerns about potential conflicts of interest and the unfair advantage these families may have. However, the Wallenbergs' significant fortune and the resulting tax ramifications may be the subject of the harshest criticism. Their employment of intricate holding structures has given rise to charges of tax evasion, much like those of many ultra-rich families. Although legally all of their activities are legal, some contend that these actions lead to wealth inequality and demand harsher tax laws for such dynastic families. The Wallenbergs are not only influential in the political and commercial realms, they also give generously to charity. They contribute much each year to scientific research and education through a variety of foundations. Their support has energized Swedish research in the natural sciences, technology, and medicine, garnering the public's awe and gratitude. Their charitable work mitigates any criticism of their power and money and positively highlights their dedication to the community. The Wallenbergs' charitable endeavors surpass those of other powerful European families. The Wallenbergs emphasize on scientific research and education, showing an equal if not greater commitment to societal improvement than the Rockefellers, who have made contributions to public health and the arts. Compared to the Rothschilds' varied generosity, their targeted and calculated approach has a more significant influence. After all of that, please join us in the comments section. Are you aware of the Wallenbergs' enormous influence? Do you have any other requests for a powerful family that Old Money Luxury should cover? We try to respond to every comment, as you are aware, and we would really appreciate hearing from you. Once again, thank you for joining us for this episode. We'll see you there. Until then, cheers.